What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about Edinburgh, Scotland. I definitely did not have to look up several tutorials to teach me how to pronounce Edinburgh correctly. I definitely didn't have to do that. But seriously, Americans really, of all of the UK, we don't know a shocking amount about Scotland, let alone its capital, Edinburgh. I just like saying the name now. Edinburgh. Edinburgh kind of gets me in the mood to check out these cool places in Edinburgh. I think this is going to be really interesting, and there's a lot of history I know, and one of the things that really blows my mind and many Americans is like the architecture and the buildings and the history and the stuff in Scotland, and from the look of it already, from this one picture, in Edinburgh, is unlike anything in America. Unlike it. It is totally different. There's I don't know, sometimes when I'm looking at or reacting to Scottish things, I'm like often saying, this looks like another planet. This looks like another world in a movie or something, although I think a lot of movies are shot in Scotland for that reason. Anyway, I have high hopes for this video, and I'm pretty excited because I've never seen Edinburgh or any of the cool stuff there. So with that being said, let's take a look.
Graced with over 4,500 heritage-listed buildings,
wow.
The Scottish capital is one of the world's most beautiful cities.
Oh my gosh, would you see, this is what I mean right here. Like, as an American, just the idea that somewhere on the planet exists like this with the mountains, 4,000 heritage protected buildings, I think the narrator said, with the landscape and it's so perfect. It warms my heart just to see that this exists.
Buildings. The Scottish capital is one of the world's most beautiful cities.
Yeah. Wow.
Edinburgh's Old Town, with its Royal Mile, is filled with the ghosts of medieval merchants, body snatchers, and poets. While
What? This is not where I expected the video to go. I think the narrator said that the streets of Edinburgh are filled with the ghosts of medieval merchants, bandits, and whatnot. I like these. I like the art already. I mean, this video has barely started, but I love what I'm seeing. These statues and the art and the architecture. This street, I mean, it's like out of a movie. You can't make it up.
The ghosts of medieval merchants, body snatchers, and poets. While its Georgian-style New Town still shines with the glories of the Scottish Enlightenment.
Wow.
Edinburgh is studded with lofty crags and spectacular gardens, and throughout the year hosts parties and festivals.
Oh my god, hold on. Of course, random Adobe pop-ups are trying to ruin this immersive experience. This is ridiculous. Like, from what he's saying, there's different parts of Edinburgh, and I don't even know if we're going to get into the different parts of the city. I don't think I could handle that all at once, but just seeing this diversity of spaces already is like ridiculous. Whatever that lily pad little botanical garden was, or are we going to get to look at that again?
Spectacular gardens.
Oh wait, this is Newtown. I can see here, like in the timeline, this is talking about Newtown. Okay.
And throughout the year hosts parties and festivals like no other.
Wow. Cool.
To see Edinburgh in all her glory, walk, ride, or even climb to Arthur's Seat, the highest of the city's 7 peaks.
7 peaks. So there's 7 peaks. The city's 7 peaks of Edinburgh. That sounds that sounds made up. That sounds like a fantasy book someone wrote, but it's real. I feel like that's gonna be the theme for this video, is me being like, this doesn't seem real. This is like the movies. And it's like, I don't know. A lot of towns and cities in America are just kind of boring and flat. Cornfields, like maybe a hill here and there, depending on what state you're in. Nothing like this. Not even close.
Some historians believe that this peak was the site of King Arthur's legendary castle, Camelot, which is hardly surprising, as Edinburgh has been at the clashing crossroads of history for millennia.
Wow. I gotta say, they got the perfect narrator. They got the perfect narrator for this. This is dramatic. I knew this was gonna be like this travel vacation guide, cool places around Edinburgh. But they went full out with the music and the narration. Brings a little tear to your eye.
Nearby, on another volcanic crag, rise the battlements of Edinburgh Castle, the very symbol of Scotland itself.
Wow. Edinburgh Castle. Imagine living here. I think that's the thing that kind of blows my mind too. That there's like many people who just live around here, who just get to experience this all the time. And I'm sure this is a ridiculous tourist destination too, kind of like London. So, I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword. Like, you get to enjoy this incredible city. There's probably a lot of people, probably a lot of clueless Americans flying in all the time too.
Over the last 11 centuries, this castle has been laid siege to 26 times as opposing clans, kings, and countries battled with broadsword and cannon.
Huh.
But still it stands, a testimony to the indomitable spirit of the Scots.
I mean, perfect example. We don't have old historical castles around America where 21 battles were fought over the fate of the country. Like, that doesn't exist. Like, that's, man. And not to mention the cool horse statue there. But, like, I've never even been in a castle or seen a castle. And this happens to be an incredible one.
Edinburgh has a special place in the hearts of today's monarchy. The last of a long line of royal yachts, Her Majesty's yacht Britannia sailed over 1 million miles before she was decommissioned in 1997.
Royal yachts. That's another thing about the royal family I did not know. I know the royal family has a lot of castles and real estate, but I should have imagined they would have some royal yachts. Even I could not have fathomed that. That's kind of funny. But it's decommissioned now. Probably just a historical place you can maybe go in and get a tour of.
Today, she's permanently moored at Ocean Terminal, a symbol of the royal family's affection for Scotland and the people of Edinburgh.
Right.
Edinburgh has been the jewel in the crown of chieftains and royals for centuries.
Wow.
But it's also a place where old world chivalry continues today.
Man, it's like, compare this to this. Like, the city has a look like old, amazing architecture, and then it's sometimes landscapes like this with a lot of the buildings and parks with these amazing landscapes. Like, Edinburgh has both. Like, come on. Come on. You have both?
World chivalry continues today. Beneath the crown spire of St. Giles Cathedral is Thistle Chapel, which honours the 16 living knights and ladies of Scotland's oldest order, as well as those who came before.
Wow, it'd be amazing to visit these places. We've gotten the Royal Yacht, Thistle Chapel, Edinburgh Castle, Arthur's Seat, Newtown.
It's not just the brave and chivalrous who are celebrated in Edinburgh. This is a city that has given the world some of its best-loved writers and stories.
Oh, yeah.
In Princes Street Gardens rises the world's largest monument to a writer, dedicated to Sir Walter Scott, who penned epics such as Ivanhoe and Rob Roy.
Wow. Walter Scott? Is that what the... I think the narrator said Walter Scott. I think that just shows how illiterate I am. Not familiar with any of his work, sorry. If it had been the monument to, like, William Shakespeare, I could have at least said something, but I don't know. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to learn.
Epics such as Ivanhoe and Rob Roy.
Okay.
Nearby, at the Writers' Museum, learn more about Scott and two more of Scotland's most cherished literary adventurers, Robert Burns and Robert Louis Stevenson.
Cool.
Edinburgh continues to cast their spell over contemporary writers too. J.K. Rowling wrote the first two of her Harry Potter series in cosy old town nooks such as the Elephant House Cafe.
Oh, wow. J.K. Rowling wrote some of the Harry Potter books in Edinburgh, in some of the coffee shops, it looks like. That's pretty cool.
But history and literature aside, perhaps the greatest gifts that Edinburgh has given humankind is in the field of knowledge,
Ooh.
which once earned the city the title the Athens of the North.
The Athens of the North. Wow, I didn't know there was pillars. I don't know what else to say. Like, this really does remind me of ancient Greece or Athens. What is this? What is this? Like, what used to be here? I haven't seen this kind of architecture. This looks like a Colosseum was sitting here or something.
For over 4 centuries, the University of Edinburgh has given us intellectual giants such as Charles Darwin, David Hume, and Alexander Bell.
Wow.
Explore centuries of innovation at the Scottish Museum. Or head to South Queensferry to see the Forth Bridge, an engineering marvel when it opened in 1890, and one which still takes the breath away today.
1890? They built this thing in 1890? This looks like modern. Like, the design is very, like, bouncy in a way. It's awesome. I've never heard of this bridge before. I haven't heard of many of this stuff before. But, that's kind of why I'm enjoying this video, I think.
When it opened in 1890, and one which still takes the breath away today.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Knowledge and beauty go hand in hand at the Royal Botanic Gardens too.
Ooh.
Established in 1670, this is one of the world's oldest and most important centres of botanical science.
Man, you know what is another reoccurring theme here? Everything is so darn nice. Everything in Edinburgh is so nice and, like, beautiful. Everything. The botanical garden, the bridge, this thing, the cafe, the writers' museums. Oh, what was this? Thistle Chapel, the yacht, the royal yacht. Look at this thing. Like, everything is so old and beautiful and with so much history and purpose. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yet it's a place which invites even the most harried heart to slow down and swoon.
Wow. It's funny because this botanical garden is kind of like a isolated, like, upkept area of beautiful, like, gardens and flowers, which is kind of in contrast. Like, Scotland and Edinburgh is so naturally beautiful. Like, even the edgy cliff sides, the rustic, like, cliffs and mountains and hills with the broken old structures. That's beautiful in its own way, contrasted with this as well.
Beauty is honoured at every turn in Edinburgh, whether it be the elegant interiors of the Georgian house, the priceless treasures within the Scottish National Gallery, or the simple flower boxes which adorn the city's pubs.
Like, this city is, like, the most, like, when Americans think of, like, fancy, amazing European, like, stuff, I'm being a little crude here, but this is what they think of. I think Americans are trying to think of Edinburgh and just don't realize it, because it exactly paints that picture for me. Everything that America is not.
Edinburgh is a city that has given the world countless gifts, but perhaps her greatest is this. She shows us that all parts of the human experience, the sciences and the arts, the past and the present, the sacred and the light-hearted, all have equal value. and that when brought together, these things can create a beauty, a state of mind, a city like no other.
Whoa, wow. Man, this is just like ridiculous. Like every single shot is like a work of art in this video. Wow. Oh my gosh. Like, that's not what I was expecting. I think also because they happened to make this video, which was by Expedia. There you go. I gotta give it a like. They, Expedia happened to like make this video really beautiful, like with the music and the narrator and the writing, even of the narration. Like, this had many amazing places and gave me like a my I had high expectations going into this, and they were met and exceeded. So, and the presentation was insane as well. So, I really enjoyed this video. I had no idea in my mind before this what Edinburgh was about, what it looked like, what the vibe was, and now it's like going to be sticking in my mind forever. And this video in particular. So, I don't know. It's absurd. It's beautiful. Definitely somewhere everyone should aspire to visit. Like, that was amazing. Amazing. And very unique, too. Very unique. There's cities with old architecture and stuff, but this was like ramped up to 1,000% in beauty and architecture and just the feeling. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's good. It's good. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this reaction, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to different things around the UK, UK culture, different things I've never learned or seen before in the UK, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.